What's the strangest, most profound entity you would say you've encountered on DMT? Would it be the mantis beings, or does something else stand out?
This oh, your progression of questions are really good. It's
I'm
really where I
trying.
kinda wanna go. Well,
I'm
because I'm
trying.
as I'm bringing my DMT experiences to, try to make it as most current, and they have really grown and evolved, over time. But I had one, now it's probably a couple months, that was clear and distinct from the other ones, similar to that experience where I was, interact with my future self, whereas once again, put just stands above and beyond all the other interactions. I had one where I make it, well, I make it. I think it's similar to what people are saying when they experience alien abductions, and I can see where there's maybe some connection there that I think is worth exploring, because again, I think it's more just human bodies being able to vibrate at specific frequencies to allow for different informations to come in. But so you normally have the take the smoke, as soon as you inhale it, you get the vibratory hum, and then from there, it's either kind of sights and sounds, and all right, cool, you're seeing a show, or it's interaction with some sort of entity. Those are kind of the two main ones. If you microdose, you're kind of just maybe laying there with kind of feeling kind of chill. If you go way deep, you're blasting into this realm, and you're kind of, you don't know what's going to happen. This one was neither one of those. This was, I took several big hits, and again, instantly the vibratory hum stopped, but in this particular case, I was just in an area of blue space, in a blue gel, blue whatever. Like, I wasn't in my room, I wasn't in my body, I wasn't, and I talk about like sex on DMT and making art on DMT. So I'm very comfortable with seeing how my body knows and feels, and interacting, excuse me, with the external environment when I'm pretty deep into DMT space. This took away all of my faculties and was similar to almost what I read or read about, like sleep paralysis, where I took the several hits, and then instantly I was in this blue space where I had there was no beings, or there wasn't like gray aliens or anything like that. But I felt as though I couldn't move. I had no control over where I was or what I could do, and I had a really distinct feeling of like this hot laser sensation go up into the bottom of my feet, went all the way up through my head, and then back out the bottom of my feet. And I was just paralyzed while this was happening. And normally I'm really excited to be in that space because I'm there to
Mm,
explore. This was, what the fuck? Why am I being held against my will? I mentioned how I think I mentioned I've never been in a fight. I've never like been hit. So I've never. This was the first time in my life where I felt physically restrained, or that I couldn't move or express
yeah.
myself, and it freaked me the fuck out. And after I came back, normally there's an integration period where you're kind of sitting there trying to figure out what happened. This shook me to the core for hours. I mean, I was shaking. I had snots running out of my nose in a weird way. My feet were actually hot, and I felt as though. And this is where, going back to, I said like the DNA download, or using the analogy of a software upgrade. That experience, I felt as though, was like a hardware upgrade, where I felt as though I had something inserted into me, or scanned over me, or somehow my antenna was adjusted, increased, enhanced. Um, I came out of that experience with nothing but a positive overall feeling afterwards. I didn't feel any aggression, and I really did feel as though it was maybe like similar to taking your animal to the vet to get some sort of service done. Like, I was,
Mhm.
something had to be done. I needed to either do something to my antenna, my body, my resonant field, whatever the fuck it was, but it was done beyond, or against my will, without me knowing. And again, it's never happened again. But that was again trying to just lay that out there as a data point to be like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know, but it stands above the other normal, quote unquote, if you could call them that, DMT experiences, where it was shit, like that just happened. You can't forget that. Like,
Yeah.
does that mean I was abducted by aliens? Was it sleep paralysis? Did I just do way too much DMT? Was it Christ consciousness being injected into, there's so many different, depending on what avenue, or it could
Yeah.
be a possession. I've had people like, oh, you're fucking possessed now. Like, you got a demon in you. It's like, all right, well, that's not what I
We
felt,
all
but
do. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Did the feeling of the laser persist once you came out of it? Like, did you still feel like something was inside of you, or did that go away as the overall DMT experience faded out?
the bottom of my feet felt hot, but it felt as almost like you I don't know, like, got a really bad suntan or something. Or
Mm.
you see sometime on TV like a new product out to remove rust on metal tools and stuff like that, where you'll see like this laser like scanning over like this nasty tool and it completely removes all the rust, and then it almost it felt like that video looks like, where it was just a very
Mm.
clear starting from my feet going out to my head and then back out my feet. And uh yeah, it left my body in a very altered state where even and again, this may be anecdotal, but like the next day I went to the gym and I felt as though I could do way more push-ups than I normally do. I felt as though my body was stronger. Again, I came away with a positive influence from it, but it was at the time not something I was expecting, and it was scary. I mean, to be held
Yeah.
against my will for the first time in my life was not something that I was ever anticipating, and it hasn't happened again. So I don't know what actually happened that time, but